go. TPS reports, baby. We're here. Brandon Mullis, what is up, dude?
Man, I'm fired up to be here. This is one pocket time. We only do a couple of these a year, so this one's extra special.
Exactly. So Brandon Mullis, Justin Clark, we're here to talk some one pocket. Yeah, our second one pocket event of the year, our final one pocket event of the year. Before we go any further, let me make sure I thank our sponsors really quick. Paul Harrison Custom Cues, Portico Licensed General Contractors, Pool Doctors, TKO Custom Cues, Fast Action Billiards, Barry McDonald at Ameris Bank. He's a mortgage banker. Inkwell Design, Supreme Cues, The Roundabout Grill, and, of course, Deadstroke Media. Thank you guys for being a sponsor. Now let's get into the tournament. One pocket action. Brandon, second one pocket event of the year. Sadly, you didn't get to play neither one this year, buddy.
Duty called, my man. Duty called. When the bosses say, hey, listen, I need you to go run this sale, I tell them yes.
I completely understand. So we did have a full field of 32 players. As always in our one pocket events, it was a race to two, $50 entry fee, $1,000 added. We paid out a total of $4,100. I mean, Brandon, just how exciting is a race to two one pocket event, first of all?
Well, when there's 4,000 in the middle, it gets way exciting. That's the thing I love about the one pocket tournaments.
Yeah.
You know, especially the real serious APA amateurs out there that think it's the worst game ever. These tournaments actually bring more money and more highlights. You just refuse to watch them. But
Yes.
I thought it was a great tourney. I actually, you know, for almost chalking it up all the way through to the end, I thought it was an exciting tournament. It was good to see some old faces coming back. And then my buddy, I'm going to shout him out here in a little bit. First tournament ever. Now, Justin, when you and I first started, we played 8-ball tournaments and then transitioned to 9-ball tournaments. Oh, no, not my buddy. Never played a tournament in his life. Starts off with one pocket. I love it.
Yeah, and we'll talk about him too, because I was telling somebody that day that I've only actually seen him play rotation like maybe once or twice. One pocket's pretty much the only thing I've ever seen him play. But yeah, so race to two. What I really liked about it is the fact that both times this year we were done by 1 a.m. for the one pocket tournament. How crazy is that to you that we get done so early with one pocket, whereas you think it's a long game, but we're getting through pretty quick?
Because I honestly feel like the best one, not the best pool players around, but the best one pocket players around come to these tourneys more so than the average players. And when you have guys that honestly know how to play the game, they're going to play it about 20 to 30% faster than average guys like you and me. You know what I mean? I really believe that.
Also, though, does it show how much the game of one pocket has changed? Like, if we were doing this tournament 20 years ago, don't you think it would last longer? Because the game was a little slower back then. Like, people weren't trying to run out as much.
Oh, for sure. Well, you think about all the firepower the players are playing with now. A lot of these carbon cues, I mean, these carbon shafts and extensions, you know, that drive power through the ball, it's a lot easier to pocket balls now than it was 20 years ago. 100%. So yeah, the real aggressive players, I mean, there are way more advantages now compared to then. So I mean, yeah, I think that does play a part of it.
Yes, 100%. You're right. I mean, it's definitely the equipment helps them play this game a little quicker. Used to with slower cloth, you know, cues that weren't as powerful. Yeah, you're right. It was definitely played a factor. Let's go ahead and get into this top 8, because I think this is a pretty good top 8 to talk about. We did have a split. They did decide to split the finals for the second time this year. They decided to split, by the way. Same two people that split earlier this year. Reverse order, though. Different guy won the hot seat. So this time, it was Hunter White winning the hot seat, Mike Davis coming through the loser side. They decided to split. We've done 4 one-pocket tournaments now with a race-to-2 format. These guys have won all 4. Brandon, I mean, these two are definitely probably the best one-pocket players, I guess, maybe in North Carolina. Well, Hunter's in South Carolina, but
Hunter has a little bit of heart in North Carolina. I would say these two and Josh Roberts
Yes.
But I haven't seen Josh at an event, so I'm not gonna, or excuse me, at a one pocket event, so I'm not gonna include him in that. But if you put me on a polygraph, I have to say that. But I will say this: they're absolutely, bar none, hands down, the two best in the pool series.
Yes,
For
for
sure.
sure. I just think it's kind of awesome that they've been in back-to-back finals, and really it's crazy to think that we've done 4 events like this, and the 2 of them have been in the finals. At least one of them's been in the finals every time.
I'm going to throw one by you here that I just thought about, and I really feel this way. Now, maybe it's my biased nature towards one pocket,
Yeah.
but I honestly, out of all your events, however many you have, 23 to 26 in a year.
Yeah, we have 21 this year.
21 and growing. Yeah. We'll have more.
No, it'll all be 21's probably the max.
21 is the max?
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think when these two play each other in the hot seat match of one pocket, it is truly my favorite match out of everyone to watch.
It's definitely fun to watch them play. And
yes.
I think we definitely felt it throughout the whole day that we were just waiting for them two to play. When the bracket came out, they were on the same side, so they actually played Final Four winner side. But you were expecting it the whole way, and then it was just a matter of, will whoever gets to the hot seat match on the bottom side of the bracket, will they be able to beat one of these two guys? You pretty much feel like it's almost impossible to beat both of them in a one-pocket tournament, at least at this, where we're at. I mean, obviously, the top pros, but where we're at, I feel like, would you have taken them 2 versus the field? Like, if you were a betting guy, like if somebody was like, hey, you get those 2 and I get the other 30 players.
It's funny you should mention that. Third place himself and I were actually talking about this face to face last night. Had a few minutes to talk with the third place finisher.
First of all, where did you see him at on a Tuesday?
Rackham. It was his birthday, so he and his woman went out and had some drinks and had some food and hung out at Rackham, and I happened to be up there watching my wife, so I talked to him for a few minutes. I told him he was going to be a topic of conversation on here. So so he will be waited with bated breath to see this podcast. But if Josh were to answer your question in a very long form, if he were playing all the time and was really into tournaments, I would actually throw him in that mix with them if he were consistent, because he's a great one pocket player. But no, to answer your question, these 2 I was absolutely anticipate will always be in the finals.
Yeah,
maybe not always, but if they're both in the tourney, I just assume 1 and 2, whoever wins the hot seat.
I agree. I mean, yeah, obviously. So third place is Josh Heater. We're going to talk about him now. Obviously there is a world in which Josh is on their level. And if it's rotation, maybe I would say that Josh should be considered. But I think in the one pocket event, I definitely feel like it was Hunter and Mike and then the rest of the field. But Josh Heater getting third place. That's the 4th time he's played a pool series event this year. All 4 times he's been top 3. He's gotten first place, second place, third place. How impressive is that? Honestly, that's pretty impressive.
This is the truest thing I can say about the guy. There's a number of players that are on his level, but I think his dog is a little bit bigger and bites a little bit harder when he gets into crunch time situations, when he really, really bears down and wants to play.
Yeah.
Because, I watched a man flip a switch. He'll go from talking to you, having a good time, to just zoned out. He couldn't hear a bomb in a parking lot if you dropped it. I've seen that guy a number of times on the table and firsthand. So that's the thing I say about Josh. And that's why he's staying in the top 3 in any event he plays in, including beating BJ Ussery.
Yeah. I think, too, he's kind of bought into the pool series format, which is low entry fee, quick races. Because I don't think he was really a big fan early on, but now I think he's kind of bought into it, and mentally he's prepared to go to battle.
To do a quick elaboration on what we talked about, he thinks it's more of a 50-50 coin flip, and in some regards, he's right. But at the same time, Josh, why do you, or this is me saying to him, Josh, why do we have the same 4 to 5 people in every tournament? Because they have that dog in them. They know when it's time to win. Turn it on, hit the shots right, hit the shots that other people don't. And that's a quality he has.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
not shocked on his results.
I mean, I think if Josh played more this year, I think he'd probably maybe be giving BJ a run for second place in the points, and maybe if he played in most of the tournaments, he might be giving Mike a run for the money for first place. But
I
instead,
think Mike would have less trophies.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, definitely. I mean, as good as Mike played this year, and he's played phenomenally on the pool series. It's also helped that none of the other big time players have really played more than like 5 or 6 events. Like,
hey, listen. To the victor go the spoils. If he's going to show up to every event and he's going to perform the way he's doing, I'm happy for him. Keep earning that bread. There's a reason you're 14 or 1,500 points ahead of second.
So, yeah,
I mean, it is ugly. So I mean, credit to him. I'm not going to take that from him.
He will be my pick to win every tournament until somebody beats him. As the Nature Boy says, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And nobody's beaten the man yet. So until that happens, I will continue to say that he is the best player that comes around our tournaments. Let's move on to the list of players here. 4th place is a guy that we haven't really seen in a while. I was super happy to see him get top 4. I think he plays sneaky good. He's way better than people, I think, give him credit for, which A, is because he doesn't play that much, and B, he doesn't really have a style of play that kind of catches your eye. Like, it's very just like he gets the job done. And that man is Jeff Pate the Great. Brandon, you've known Jeff for a long time. Like,
the Jeff.
It doesn't surprise you at all that he finished 4th, does it?
No. Okay, so all right. This is what I'm going to say about Jeff Pate and his one pocket game. Number one, extremely overrated, not talked. Excuse me, wow, my bad, Jeff. Extremely underrated.
Don't worry,
underrated.
I'll cut that out. Make sure he knows.
Yeah. Oh, I deserve everything I get after that. I'm sure it's coming. Jeff can play multiple styles. I've seen Jeff win one pocket matches in 20 minutes, and I've seen him do it in 2.5 hours. He can adapt his game to whatever he needs to do to win. I've seen him play the old school bump and run, and and leave the ball in the stack constantly, make him make the mistake. And then I've seen Jeff just run out like Hunter and Mike do, numerous times. So to see him get 4th is not only am I happy for him, I'm not surprised in the least.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. It is definitely, he's one of my favorite players to watch play, no matter what format it is that he's watching. And that's also, partly why I played APA Masters with him for so long. I mean, he was even, and I'll tell everybody, he was the reason why I even played last year. Like, I wouldn't have even played last year if he wasn't on the team. As much as I love David and Chris, if Jeff didn't agree to rejoin them, I probably wouldn't have played either. Obviously, it paid out well for us. I think we finished 9th place in Vegas. So it was well worth it.
When Jeff doesn't care, he really doesn't care. But when it's time to win, that man grinds out wins.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I always brag and say he is my best win in the pool series, and because it actually means something.
I mean, that's a big win. Anytime you can beat Jeff Pate, it's a big win. You don't get nicknamed the Great if you are easy to beat. So
the.
Yes. All right, 5th, 6th place here. We got 2 new players on the pool series. First time either one of them have played. First time they both cashed. Robert Conrad, a.k.a. Nasty, as he is known to most people in Charlotte, and Randy Flakes. I'm going to start off by talking about Randy Flakes, Brandon, because we got a lot to say about Nasty. So let's talk about Randy first. I don't know Randy. Had never met the guy. He's from South Carolina. I do know during the Calcutta, it was Mike Davis bidding on him. So instantly that sparks, hey, this guy must be pretty good. And I got to say, He played pretty good in this tournament. And here's my favorite part. It was final late winter side, I think. And Hunter White beats him in like 10 minutes. And the fact that he turned around and won like 2 more rounds after that shows me that this guy has a lot of heart. And, you know, because if you lose in 8 minutes, it is probably easy to be like, well, I'm done. But yeah, Hunter beat him. Hunter, like, Randy shot twice. He broke one time and left Hunter a shot. Hunter ran 8. And then the other time he played the shot after the break and left Hunter a shot, and Hunter ran out. So Hunter ran 8 balls both racks.
Hard to gauge a man like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I have to say, you know, I'm gonna be fair to Randy here. I don't know him.
Yeah.
However, I do know the list of people on this list, and the fact that you're on there with them obviously speaks volumes to your game.
Yes.
So you're going to get the automatic kudos. You are a name I will research more. That's for sure.
Yes.
I want to see, because you walk in and make it into the money in this, you got a little something.
One other note about Randy, him and Nasty did spar a little bit after the tournament was over, and Randy did beat him. So.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. And that does lead us to Randy. This does lead us to Robert Conrad, a.k.a. Nasty. First of all, I know you're friends with Nasty. I don't know. You know Nasty a lot better than I do.
Yeah. Great story for that, but go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say it was funny seeing him show up to this tournament and so many people not know who he was. Like, it blew my mind because I've known him for, 20 years or close to it, pretty much since I started playing pool. And yeah, he doesn't get out much. And as you said, this was the first tournament he's probably ever played, which is not the first tournament he's played, by the way. I'm pretty sure he's played a local 8-ball tournament at Pineville Tavern on Sundays. But, it's funny, it blew my mind that people didn't know who he was. Like, how is that even possible, Raymond?
He used to play on the Josh Tour. I mean, not only that, he also played on Tommy Kennedy's tour numerous times. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nasty was more well-known. Let's see, what are we, 2025? I'd say 03, 04.
Yeah, before I started.
And I have trained myself to not call him Nasty anymore because he was inside of Maury's pool hall. And he was looking for action and introducing himself as Robert. And I walked around the corner. I said, "What's up, Nasty?" And like 3 people walked away. Like, "Oh, that's the guy?" And he said, "Dude, you can't do that." So I apologize profusely. I was young in the game. So ever since then, to me, he is Robert if I see him in public.
I've never actually heard anybody call him Robert, and almost felt weird calling him that during the Calcutta. But no, he's a super nice guy. He's actually, I wish he came around more because I enjoy having him around. But yeah, it was super fun to watch him play.
Oh, I love Robert. I can call him Nasty now. I love Nasty's game. He always had a solid game. He took a lot of time off, more than his pool game. I'm glad to see he came out and is doing well and still playing the game he loves. So, but Nasty 20 years ago would have won this tournament.
Yeah, he was still my outside pick to win this tournament. It's even more impressive that he got 5th place, considering that he lost his first round match.
Man's a stayer. I mean, I remember many as 6 and 7 o'clock in the morning nights at Mother's, and when it turned in, and then when he moved over to Green Room, I mean, that man will play and play and play until somebody taps out. I don't know. Obviously, he doesn't do it as much as he used to, but I trust me. I've seen some of the legends of Robert Nasty Conrad.
I mean, he pretty much was there all day. I feel like he was one of the first people to walk in, and I think he left, during the last match. So, even after he lost, like I said, he stayed around and sparred a little bit with Randy Flakes, and then he sat there and watched a little bit. And yeah, it's always fun to have him around.
Oh, he's a dog, and I love it, and I love him for it. So, like I said, I hope he comes back around more. I really do.
Well, I told him now that I have his phone number because I never knew how to get in contact with him. But now that I got his number, we'll be letting him know when the 1 pockets are next year. And, he's already said that, as long as I give him warning, he can put it on his calendar and he'll definitely be there. So, I guess
Good.
we'll see him a couple of times next year.
Hope so. Hope so.
Yeah.
Robert, if you watch this, it was good to see you there.
Man, I would love if he watched it. That'd be incredible. 7th, 8th place, we got Bruce Campbell and Ketan Patel. First and foremost, we'll talk about Bruce. First time he's ever cashed in a pool series event. First time. It happened in a one pocket tournament. I will say his one pocket game is actually improving a lot. He's been improving in all the games, but I'm really surprised how much he's improved in one pocket. But it's crazy that he had never cashed until now. But yeah, what's your thoughts on Bruce Campbell?
Way too good of a player to not cash until now. However, he broke the barrier. And okay, so that was the one that I wanted to talk about. That is a player that's got a very, very, very high gear when he gets going. So it was good to see that in the one pocket event, especially when he took down Rob. So I mean, like I said, good for Bruce on that. And I love, man, like I said, his game is tight when he's on.
Yeah, he had 2 big wins. I mean, he beats Nasty first round, and then he beats Rob Leeper to get into the money. So yeah, it's good for Bruce. I knew he would cash eventually. I thought it was always crazy that he didn't cash.
He got bad brackets a lot.
Yeah, he has played some tough brackets, but a lot of that too, he hasn't really played that many events either. I think that, the bad brackets usually even out, the more you play. And even this, I think, was a bad bracket too. I mean, he easily could have, bowed out in this one as well. I mean, I was kind of shocked that he beat Nasty first round, honestly.
I mean, yeah, there was a part of me on that because of Nasty's experience, but Bruce is a great shooter.
Oh yeah,
he's a great shooter. He's a great ball pocketer. That can being a great ball pocketer can take you a lot further in one pocket than people realize.
Oh yeah.
I've seen plenty of people who don't have a remote clue at all how to play the game, but they can shoot shots.
I mean, there's some of the top players in the world, honestly, that I've seen play one pocket, and they'll win a lot of matches, and I don't think they know how to play one pocket. I'm not going to name any names on this show, but there are some of the top pros that just make balls, and it's like they have no idea how to play one pocket, though.
I believe that. It's just, like I said, it's just target practice for them.
Yeah, and let's switch over and talk about Ketan Patel. Second time he's cashed in one of our events. I know he likes one pocket. I know he played in our one pocket event earlier this year and was a little upset with how he performed in it. This time he comes in and cashes. But the second time he's cashed, do you think maybe he's a name that we need to start keeping an eye on a little bit?
I mean, if he keeps cashing, absolutely. I mean, you said that's 2 in a row or 2 total?
Just 2 total, but it's like 2 out of I think the other one he did, it was like maybe 3 tournaments ago.
They're both one pocket, or is he cashing another one?
He cashed, the other one he cashed in was 8 ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to ignore a guy that gets in the money with a tournament with a number of 700 Fargos in it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I'm going to give him that respect, as long as he keeps going.
Yeah, I'm super happy for Ken. Super nice guy. It's always fun to have him around. He's starting to play a little bit more. And, it's always good to see fresh faces in the top 8. I mean, me and you have talked about it before where sometimes we see like the same 4 or 5 guys. But it's always nice to see when we get new players. And, I mean, overall, we had, 3 new cash players in this tournament. Robert Conrad, Randy Flakes, and Bruce Campbell. That's also one thing I really love about One Pocket, by the way, is that it usually brings in new players.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there's not enough One Pocket tournaments, so players from all over will drive a distance like Rob has said. I mean, if you decided to move this to 64 players, you'd fill it in one extra day. I really believe that.
I think so as well. Speaking of new players, we are up to 196 different players that have played this year. My goal at the beginning of the year, I was hoping that we would get to 200. Looks like we're probably going to get there. But, I mean, how awesome is that, really? 196, because they're only 32-man fields. I
mean, that just shows how. So you know this as well as I do, Justin, from being in the tournament world all the years that we have been together on that. People talk. People spread words about tourneys. Nobody talks about a tournament that they or I should say everybody talks about tournaments they hate and tournaments they love. So the fact that you've reached 196 different people, I'm sure you'll easily get over 200. At least I hope you do. My
Yeah.
question is, how many states? Is it 5 or 6 states or more?
Let's see. We've had obviously North Carolina.
And Spain. You
Yeah.
reached
Yeah.
Spain. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
FDP.
It gets a little tricky. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna mention it here in a second. But yeah, obviously you got North Carolina, you got South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, you got like Spain and maybe New Jersey.
What
But
about
both
getting
those,
to Spain and maybe New Jersey?
yeah, but both those guys kind of live in North Carolina now, so I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So Gabriel Gindak, he's from New
but that's
Jersey.
a no. Well, he's from Europe too, but again, he's
Okay.
been in North Carolina for like 9 months, so it's like, do you? I don't know. That's where I say it gets a little tricky, like because they even have him on Fargo, I think, as listed in North Carolina now.
I mean, hey, everybody else is hanging out and staying. Fedor's an American now. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus is an American now, so
Yeah,
why can't he be an American?
but definitely at least 5 states: North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida,
Love that.
and Virginia,
Love
and
that.
Virginia, and Virginia. I'm sorry, 6.
And it's going to keep growing. I think there's going to be more people, especially for the one pocket events.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Let's talk about a guy that didn't cash that I'd like to talk about. That's Rob Leeper. Like I said, this is the 4th time we have done a race to 2 one pocket. We did 2 other one pockets before, but these 4 times now at the race to 2. Rob gets 2nd place in the first 2, loses to Hunter White in the finals, loses to Mike Davis in the finals. And now this is 2 straight times where he didn't cash. Finished one out of the money this time. Just obviously he's got potential, I feel like, to be top 3, top 4 every time. But why do you think he hasn't cashed? Do you think maybe he has a target on his back now a little bit? You know, like, do you think maybe that plays a factor, or is it just a bad draw sometimes?
No, and so I'm going to ask this in a question form, like if Rob were standing right in front of me, because I feel like Rob will answer number one, answer it honestly,
Oh yeah,
and number two, really think about it. I follow Rob on Facebook just like you do, so I watch all the action and posts. I love everything about his revamp tour and when he gets in his action matches.
Yeah,
They're actually entertaining to me because he usually books good games.
agreed.
He's been playing a whole lot of rotation.
Yeah.
So I'm going to treat you like you're Rob. Do you think that that's affecting your one pocket game? Because you went from being a threat to out of the money pretty quick. And I don't. It's not a talent thing. I don't. It's definitely not a talent thing.
Yeah.
Rob plays
I mean,
a fantastic game of one pocket, but the fact that he's not playing it as much and playing a lot more rotation, is that affecting him?
I mean, you could probably agree. I will agree with that. Probably he's probably not playing as much one pocket, and then also I really do think maybe he's just got a little bit of a target on his back now. Like, you got to think the first time he came down here, nobody really knew him outside of like Hunter and maybe a couple others. The second time he comes, it's like, okay, he got 2nd place, like whatever. Like, then he does it twice, and it's like, okay, now you see him going for a little bit more in the Calcutta. You see people paying attention to him more, and also I think maybe the tough draw. I mean, he played Mike Davis 3rd round. Mike beats him. Then you got to grind through loser side. Ends up losing to Bruce Campbell, one out of the money. But in a race of 2, you really do kind of need to get a good draw. And he just ran into Mike Davis, I feel like, a little early, probably than he wanted.
No, I listen, and I agree with that. The draw makes the biggest difference in the world, especially like there's no seeds in this tournament. So I mean, Mike and Hunter could play each other first round.
Yeah.
Like I said, the 2 best players. We've watched this. We've seen this happen.
Yep.
So I mean, it's an unpredictable thing, but I will make a prediction just because Rob's a competitor, and he's got pride and he's got heart. He will cash the next one if he doesn't get top 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I think however many we do next year, it'll be at least 2. Maybe we might add a 3rd one. I'm not sure yet, but I think he'll definitely cash in at least one of our one pocket events next year.
He plays the game too well not to, honestly.
Agreed.
You know, like to me, like in my opinion, he's automatically okay. So before this tournament started, I said my top four players in the whole field was Hunter, Mike, Josh, Heater, and Rob.
I agree with that completely. I agree with that completely as well. But
So
you always know that probably one of those top four isn't going to make it just because of the draw. Like, you know, as
yeah.
we said, it's completely random. So always expect
Mm-hmm.
one of the top four players to not make it there. This time it just happened to be Rob Leeper. Let's talk about another guy that didn't cash, and that's myself. Let's talk about myself. Finishing 13th place, beating Lucky Luciano, losing to Rob Leeper, beating James Cruz, and losing to Jaime Gonzalez. Brandon, we practiced, you know, one time before or twice before maybe the tournament. You know, are you surprised at all that are you surprised I won 2 rounds?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, there
Very.
you go. Yeah.
I had you 2-0 all the way now.
Oh, there you go. Thanks. Thanks.
I didn't like it when I saw you matched up with Rob. I said, that's a bad draw. However,
Yeah.
you know,
And I mean, the first game I missed a ball or two that I should have made, but the second rack he kind of got a lucky roll and then just ran like 6 or 7 balls like he was supposed to. But I mean, I really feel like it was just one of, you know, it's a race to two, and you know, sometimes things happen. But I mean, who's to know? I mean, he probably still beats me if we play a longer race, but you know, I definitely feel like it wasn't the best. You know, I feel like I could be more competitive than I was in those 2 games, if that makes
sure.
sense. Yeah.
No, it makes perfect sense. And like I said, this is, I'm going to say it again. And if anybody wants to argue with me off here, I'm sure there's plenty of people just love to do that anyway out of spite. But this is the hardest game to get up for.
Oh yeah,
This is the hardest tournament game that we
for
play.
sure.
So when I find out that, you know, like I expect you, honestly, depending on the field, of course, but on average, I expect you to threaten for cash in 9 and 8 ball. I actually don't expect you in the money in one pocket, if
No,
that
yeah, I
makes
agree.
sense.
Oh no, I agree.
It's just too hard.
Yeah,
It's just too hard to run through and maintain that much composure, you know, throughout that long of a period of the day. So the fact you got 2 rounds and you got halfway through the bracket, you know, to me that's almost a win. It's a
yeah. It
moral
was.
victory, but
Yeah. I mean, I played lucky first round, and that was probably the best match I played. Honestly, I felt like I, you know, played good saves, made balls when I had to. And then, like I already said, what happened with my match against Rob, and then I played James. I played James Cruz after that, and he just missed a couple of shots. I mean, if he makes the shots, it could be a different game. But he missed a couple of shots, and both, you know, every time he missed, I had a ball and just ran like 3 or 4. And then I lose to Jaime Gonzalez. First rack, I think he beats me like 8-6. And second rack, like early on, like I don't know, I was distracted. Something else was going on, and I shot a ball at the wrong pocket. So then he ran like 5 or 6, and from there it was just I tried to extend the game, and he finally just made like a couple of good banks to close it out. But it was definitely a fun time for sure.
here's where I'm gonna give you credit for your day's work. I don't know if there's a lot of people, your speed, my speed, or whoever you want to compare it to, can run the tournament and keep focused enough to be in a one pocket game, because it only
Yeah.
takes one mistake in a one pocket game and you're done. You're toast.
Yes,
Like
and
there's
that's
no
pretty
way coming back.
exactly. That's pretty much what happened with Jaime. I mean, like I said, that second game, I shot a ball at his pocket by mistake. He even told me afterwards, he's like, "Man, you know, you shot that in my pocket." I was like, "Thank you for telling me." Like, but you know, like, you know, then he just ran some balls from there like he was supposed to, and I think I ended up losing it like 8-5, maybe. Like, you know, he made 2 good bank shots there at the end to close it out, but you know, one pocket when you get behind like 5 balls to 0, it's tough to come back from that.
Especially if your opponent who's winning is leaving you behind your own pocket or leaving you in the
Yeah,
stack and
and
just
he was
leaving
very
you
good at that.
nothing.
Honestly,
So I mean,
Heine actually played really good. He missed a couple of bank shots, and I feel like if they go, I think he probably wins easily. But the way he moved the cue ball, like I had a lot of fun playing. That was probably my favorite match actually, even though I lost and I made one mental error, but that was probably my favorite match. So I mentioned earlier that Hunter beats Randy Flakes in like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to mention the longest match of the day just to show the difference in how long one pocket can last. The
Can I
longest match
guess?
of the
Can I guess it?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Brian Henson, Craig Teitelbaum.
Yeah. Just under 3.5 hours. So that shows you the difference. It's about a 3-hour difference between the shortest match and the longest match. Shout out to Craig, by the way. Craig never played one pocket before. Comes in and wins 2 rounds. So shout out to Craig. Never really played one pocket. First one pocket tournament for sure. Gets 2 wins. He beat Jackie Banks and he beat Brian Henson. He lost to Nasty and he lost to Chris Turner. So shout out to
No
Craig.
shame. I am, and the fact that I am gonna give you credit, Craig, because Brian is a very religious one pocket player. So to come in and get that win, that's pretty strong.
Yeah, that was. I mean, we obviously we all saw like the last rack because we were kind of waiting on that match to kind of move the tournament along. But I mean, they just both. Brian I think plays a little more methodically. I'm not saying he plays slow. I think he just plays more. He plays one pocket like the old school players play, where it's more
very much so.
Yeah, and Craig, you could tell he was inexperienced because he would play a lot of safeties when it was like, Craig, you might want to go for this ball. But it was pretty cool to watch him play because there was a lot of ball movement. I was actually surprised Craig won. I thought Brian would beat him, but yeah, it was weird because we're literally all just watching that one match. And you could tell, I think maybe that was affecting them as well. Especially Brian, maybe. I think, he's probably never played where the whole room is watching because that was literally the only match going on for like the last 30 minutes.
I mean, weird things like we've already discussed this. Weird things happen a lot in one pocket, and Brian is one of my top sparring partners that comes to the house. So that was a very spot on analysis. He is a old school methodical one pocket player who's going to bury you 5 times in a row behind your own pocket to make you kick towards his. So,
like I said, hopefully, I know Brian. Yeah, I know Brian will watch this. So no, I'm not saying anything disrespectful. I'm not trying to be mean. Just stating, Brian.
No, Brian.
You play the old school way, which I actually do enjoy watching that. I would almost rather watch that if I'm watching a one pocket match.
I mean, Brian's a good player, so it wasn't his day, and that happens when you play tournaments. Like you're gonna win matches you're not supposed to, and you're gonna lose matches you're not supposed to.
Exactly.
It just happened to be Craig's day, but no, Brian is a very old school. He's a stayer.
Yeah.
Like he has no problem playing an hour and a half game of one pocket.
No.
None.
Not at all.
It's fun for him because if he's in it that far, he usually wins it. So.
And I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Brian come back next year. I'm still hoping maybe he decides to come and play maybe some 8-ball or 9-ball as well. Always a great guy to have around. But yeah, that's. Is there any other people that we need to mention or anything?
Yes.
Okay. What's up?
Yes, there is.
All right.
So we were talking about in the beginning of the show about my buddy's very, very, very first tournament in his life.
Yeah, I thought you were okay. Yeah.
He's 44 years old. He's been a friend. Yeah. He grew up playing, and he just got back into it, and he's fallen in love with this game. Now, let me tell you why I'm leading up to this. Yeah. His very, very, very first tournament match was against Hunter White.
It's a tough one.
What people don't know is he was up 6-2 in the first game with a shot, missed it, and then, we know what Hunter does in those times, and that's exactly what he did. But could you imagine taking the best player in the room in your very first tournament game ever, and you had the chance? Muggsy, like I said, a high school player had the chance to beat Michael Jordan one-on-one.
Yeah.
So But
Well,
it did end up in Hunter's favor like it was supposed to. And but shout out to Adam. I'm gonna give
there
him
you go.
mad respect and props for that.
Adam Cruz, by the way, for all
Yes,
you
Adam Cruz, everybody,
yeah. Super nice guy, by the way.
aka Frank.
Yeah. Oh, is that where we're okay? I don't know.
We'll
I don't
talk
know.
off camera.
First time I got to meet Adam, great guy. Had a lot of fun. He seemed to really enjoy it. I hope he comes back more. I don't know. I don't know if he plays any other game, but maybe you can talk him into playing like 8-ball or 9-ball or 10-ball or something as well.
We worked together, so his schedule is a lot like mine. So it'll probably just be one pocket events while we can take the time off. But I know he enjoyed himself and he loved being there. So yeah, I think you have another customer.
Good. Yeah, I was definitely glad. Always enjoy when people are happy to be there, and he was a super nice guy. And obviously, sometimes you just get a bad draw, and that's what he had first round. Is there anybody else that we need to hit on, or any other newsworthy things?
Let's see. Not off the top of my head, no.
Perfect. Then I think that's going to conclude our show. Talking about the last One Pocket tournament of the year. It's been fun. Obviously, I cannot wait for next year when we have some more One Pocket. Brandon, this has been fun, dude. I appreciate it.
Of course. No, like I said, I hate that I couldn't be there more at the event.
Yeah.
I hate I couldn't stay longer, but at least we got to discuss it here. And it was a great event. So
it was a lot of fun. And we got 5 events left. So 5 more, well, until the Tour Championship. We got 5 left in our regular season. Y'all come out and play. We also have 5 more TPS reports left of the regular season. So maybe we'll get to see you on the show some more as well, Brandon. But yeah, go ahead and give us your last words before we sign off.
Keep following the pool series. Keep pulling for great pool, and get on here and argue with us. Get on the chat. I mean, just find a way to debate something.
Yes, I agree with that. Tell us how we suck.
We want your feedback, even if you tell us we suck.
Definitely, I love feedback. So that concludes the TPS reports. Hit like, subscribe on the Pool Series YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. And until next time, we will check you later.